BCW tag team titles will be on the line in a three-way ladder match. This should be interesting, as it's the Blood Brothers and the Pirates challenging the Brothers-in-Arms, George and Paul Stevens. And this should be quite the match, as the Blood Brothers have been chomping at the bit for a title shot, as is the Pirates as well. And what better way to do it in a ladder match where it's even? All you have to do is climb the ladder and retrieve it. Easier said than done, I know. And this match is underway. Live here on Dream Masters. Classics, ladies and gentlemen. We're under the Classics realms. Everyone climbing up on everybody as the Brothers-in-Arms. Paul Stevens taking it to Captain Seth Ravage. Johnny Gallows getting stomped on by Phillip Awesome, as Damian is taking it to George the Animal Stevens. I don't even know, there's so much action in here to keep count of, folks. As Damian nails George the Animal Stevens. Phillip Awesome grabbing a chair. Going after Seth Ravage as Johnny Gallows is getting hammered by Paul Stevens as Damian climbs the ladder. Ravage pushes over the ladder, which is smart. Phillip didn't like it much, hit him with a chair, and George the Animal Stevens with a beautiful delayed vertical suplex. Textbook by George the Animal Stevens. And Johnny Gallows taking it to Paul Stevens on the outside. George the Animal with the ladder. Puts it down, picks it up. And now Phillip measuring Seth Ravage. There's the RKO. Damian trying to pull himself up. George buries that ladder into the ankle of Seth Ravage. And Damian from behind nails the champ. Uh-oh. Butterfly suplex by Damian. Damian Payne measuring George the Animal. And Seth Ravage getting nailed by Phillip Awesome. Paul Stevens sent into the ring by Captain John Gallows. And George the Animal thrown to the outside. And Paul's feeling pretty good. Johnny Gallows taking a break, getting in. Oh my. Oh. This is barbaric, folks, all the way around. Any way you look at it. Uh-oh. Oh, Ravage nails. Ravage with the table. And uh-oh. Georgie Animal spins Gallows around like he's an anchor. Showing that animalistic strength as Stevens is thrown to the outside. And now Ravage looking to bring him in. And I agree with these fans again. This is indeed awesome, folks. This is pandemonium, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thrown to the outside. No one really going for the titles yet, which is probably a smart idea. We're down to everybody else. Phillip with that chair in hand, nails Paul Stevens with it. George getting hammered by the Pirates, double teamed. Damian steps in there, goes after Paul Stevens as well. Current champions, the Brothers of Destruction. I'm sorry, the Brothers in Arms, Paul and George Stevens, really taking it on edge. Uh-oh. Oh, my. And now... Ladder's been set up in the ring and nobody really knows what to do. Everyone's kind of stuck on what they want to do. As Damian with a belly-to-belly suplex. Damian and Phillip out of nowhere with a RKO on, sorry, a Phil KO. Uh-oh. Ravage has got him up. Drops him down to the mat. And Ravage now, what has he got planned here? And down to the canvas by Ravage. Paul Stevens with a neck breaker on Johnny Gallows. Damian stuck in action now. Damian looks like he doesn't know what to do. Current champion knows what to do, though. Oh, pile driver to Seth Ravage. George Animal getting up on the other side. These fans are absolutely pandemonic. Uh-oh. Stevens now, reverse neck breaker. There. Textbook. George is staring at Jeremy in pain to see what the hell he's doing. Phillip Awesome slithers in. Goes after Seth Ravage. Gallows is out on the outside of the ring. Stevens from behind on Ravage. And Phillip Awesome now. Spike DDT to George the Animal Stevens. Gallows is in the ring now. Uh-oh. And Phillip is measuring Stevens. There it is. The Phil KO. Ravage is on the high rent district. Comes off Fox handle on to Paul Stevens. Damian doesn't know what to do. He's almost saying forget the ladder. He's afraid of heights. We all know that. Uh-oh. Phillip, Seth Ravage now measuring Stevens. Oh, and a swinging neck breaker on Paul Stevens as Phillip Awesome is taking it to George on the outside. There goes Gallows thrown to the outside of the ring. And now he's getting the same treatment as Stevens. Phillip showing no mercy and no caring about anybody other than his brother. And capturing the Dream Masters BCW Tag Team Championship. As Paul Stevens is dragging himself up, and he's the only one in the ring other than Damian, who seems to not know what to do. And trips over Gallows as Phillip Awesome now coming back into the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Introduces a table into the ring. Paul Stevens doesn't know what to make of Damian either. And now Phillip throws Paul to the outside. Oh, watch out, there's a table right there. George is in the ring now. Tried to help his brother, but a little too late as he kicks Phillip in the back. And Ravage, oh, with the table, nails George, who had the table. Gallows is in the ring now. Sent into the ring. Ladder is set up and no one's climbing it. Maybe they're worried about what Damian is actually planning on doing with the ladder. This might be a strategy by the Blood Brothers we haven't seen before. Damian, not afraid to play a prank on somebody. As Phillip is getting a beaten by. Oh, there's a chin breaker just as I said that. As George is getting worn out by Seth Ravage. Captain Johnny Gallows taking out Phillip Awesome now. And now George getting measured by Seth Ravage. Paul Stevens is against the ropes. He's exhausted. Gallows brings Phillip Awesome in. Damian's doing absolutely nothing to help any part of the cause. Oh, and Seth Ravage sent out of the ring. by George the Animal Stevens. Phillip Awesome with the Phillip KO. And now Paul Stevens wakes up out of his trance. Damian, I don't know what he's doing. Nobody seems to know what he's doing, but nobody's going for the ladder, oddly enough. High cross body. How about that? Paul doesn't go off into the high rent district. Phillip has a chair. Gallows nails him from that. Gallows might have actually ended up helping Stevens without even meaning to, as George Stevens takes and drops Seth Ravage on the apron, on the guardrail, which is not comfortable on the barricade there. Elbow to the face. Paul Stevens going to shake off the cobwebs. He's trying to figure out what Damian is doing, I believe. And if Paul Stevens is smart, he would take a shot at climbing. No one's climbing the ladder. Oh, Gallows from behind. Throws Paul to the outside. And a snap near into the ring. Uh-oh. Gallows now. Stevens throwing over the top rope. George now going back on the outside, going after Ravage. I think. Oh no, he's grabbing a table. George, former carpenter at one point. Very gifted carpenter he was. Now going to work in the ring with a table. Uh-oh. And Ravage, she says, I don't think so, Mr. Stevens, as Captain Johnny Gallows with a shot on Paul Stevens. And the Pirates doing really well here in their debut match here on Dream Masters Classics. Oh, and an arm drag, and Damian's been broken out of his trance. Goes to the outside and goes after Paul Stevens, thanks to George Stevens. And George now climbs the ladder for the first time in this match. Someone's going for the titles. And it's the current champion, which nobody is paying attention to. Oh, wait a minute. No one is stopping. Oh, wait a minute. There goes Ravage pushing over the ladder. And there's Phillip Awesome with the electric chair. And Ravage going to the high rent district. And I agree with these fans. This is indeed awesome, as now Damian has the ladder again. Maybe he was guarding it the last time. Nails Stevens with it. Nails him again. Captain Gallows celebrates, but gets a ladder in the face for his troubles. Damian, again, is the only man in the ring. Throws the ladder down, though. Phillip Awesome takes a flying crossbody by Ravage. Oh, no, actually crashed and burned. Phillip is still in. I agree with these fans. This is indeed awesome. And this is where we kick off Dream Masters Classics, ladies and gentlemen, with a high-octane, high-in-your-face matchup like this. And it's only going to get better from here. Uh-oh, Paul Stevens climbing the ladder. Uh-oh. George Stevens coming. Wait a minute, that's Captain Johnny Gallows. From behind, Gallows, and Damian pushes over the ladder. And a power bomb on top of that. And now measuring Paul Stevens. Now everyone's in the ring. George Stevens. Oh, and Paul with a reversal takes down Damian. Phillip Awesome getting measured by Captain Seth Ravage. Neckbreaker for Johnny Gallows. Swinging neckbreaker for from Seth Ravage. Headed nailed with the table by Paul Stevens, the champion. And George Stevens with the ladder in one hand. Stevens with the other Stevens with the table in the other. Table set up. George is climbing the ladder. No one else is going to really claim to anything. Uh-oh. And Seth Ravage takes down with a DDT. And pushes over the ladder. George is going to be stopped dead in his tracks. Powerbomb again by Damian onto the ladder. Not very comfortable. He's going to have to go see his chiropractor. There's a Phil KO for Seth Ravage. The Blood Brothers doing really well here. They are former tag team champions, are the Blood Brothers, so it's not uncommon for them to have the tag titles, but this is their first time in Classics to hold the tag team titles. As Phillip doesn't really know what to figure out what to do with the ladder. He can't figure out whether he should set it up or not. Maybe he wants someone to set it up for him. Ravage knocks it out of his hands. Phillip doesn't want the ladder. I guess he decides no ladder for anybody. And there's a shot from Captain Johnny Gallows, Seth Ravage, who nails him with it. And Gallows now is in the ring as well. Nails Stevens. George Stevens getting hammered by Johnny Gallows inside the ring. Ravage nailing Phillip Awesome with the ladder. Table's still set up in the corner. And Stevens throwing it out over the top rope. And brought it in the hard way as Paul Stevens is beating the heck out of Damian outside the ring. And George Stevens sent out of the ring again by Johnny Gallows. Phillip Awesome getting hammered by Captain Seth Ravage. Ravage now, Ravage just got caught. Spike DDT out of nowhere by Phillip Awesome. And it is a shot for George Stevens. Phillip Awesome, the only guy in the ring. If he was smart, he'd set up the ladder and climb. George is getting up, though. And George is up. European uppercut. And Ravage, and quickly, Phillip runs up the ladder. And there goes Johnny Gallows also up on top of the ladder. There's George Stevens, the current champion. And both guys go crashing to the burn. Damian stomps on Johnny Gallows, and Stevens throws him out of the ring. And George the Animal holding down the fort as the only man in the ring. And nails Gallows. He's the only man standing. Here's Paul Stevens, the other guy standing. Gallows now sends Stevens over the top rope. And he decides he's going to climb. I like George is going to let that happen. And George nails him from behind. And George nails him again. It might be just too much. Too much for anybody to stop him. And it looks like we got no, wait a minute. Ladder's down. And a power bomb by George Stevens. What a great workout. Gallows of the Pirates was only fingertips away from capturing the title. There's a flying body press for Seth Ravage. Paul Stevens beating down on Damian. Phillip's up, however, on the outside of the ring. What's he got on that side? I can't see. Seth Ravage nails Damian. Damian helped up by Paul Stevens. Fireman's carry. Seth Ravage quickly up the ladder. And Phillip just as quick up the ladder. Oh my! Phillip jets up the ladder with an RKO from the top of the ladder, and Damian again is caught in the rock in a hard place. Now Phillip measuring Ravage again. Another Phil KO. There goes the ladder. And Phillip, his time to climb is now if the Blood Brothers are going to have this chance. Phillip sets up the ladder. Up he goes. Lightning speed of Phillip Awesome. Cat-like. Hence the name of the paint, war paint by them. And now George Stevens pushes over the ladder. And these fans are on their feet, ladies and gentlemen. They are loving every minute of this match. Damian sent over the top rope. This is our first opening match of Dream Masters Classics, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you start a show. And it only gets better and more exciting from here. As Ravage sends George Stevens over the top. Paul Stevens has the ladder. And waits with the ladder. Nails Ravage for nailing his brother. Revenge. Oh, now shots from everybody. He busted open Captain Johnny Gallows and nails Damian on top of that. Ravage is still in there, though. Ravage. Bulldog. And the Pirates both putting boots and punches into Paul Stevens. Swinging that breaker on the ladder. Drop kick for Damian. George Stevens puts the brakes on to Seth Ravage. Ravage sends Stevens to the outside. The Pirates are trying to dominate this ring. Paul Stevens out of the ring. Wait a minute. Phillip Awesome's on his feet, folks. No one's paying attention to him as both Pirates are on top of the ladder. Both Pirates are up top. Phillip nailing from one side. George pushing over the ladder. Everyone getting involved. And down goes the Pirates. I can't say that was the best chance the Pirates had to capture the titles. Oh, back suplex. And this match is continuing as Paul Stevens on the top with Phillip Awesome and a high suplex. So superplex from the top rope. And the brothers in arms, Paul and George Stevens, are doing amazingly well here, defending their tag titles. Again, the only way to win is to climb the ladder and retrieve the titles, though. And no one can seem to keep everyone down. Everyone's in great shape. They're doing great work with keeping the cardio in check. And there's a nice slam by Damian Payne. And Paul Stevens comes flying off with an elbow, nails Awesome, and he nails Ravage. But Damian Payne with a nice full Nelson slam, and now measures Paul Stevens. Ravage is on his feet and dazed, as is the other Pirate. They're both back up. Oh, Damian not paying attention. Got hit from Captain Gallows. And Paul Stevens sent into the own ladder he set up. Oh, drop kick into the ladder, and the table breaks. Remember, Paul Stevens set that table up a while ago. And a bulldog on the broken table. Phillip has the ladder now. And nails Gallows with it. And again, saves his brother. Nails. Oh, my. And now Damian's up. Uh-oh, Phillip going for the Phil KO, but not so much. Uh-oh, George Stevens is on his feet, folks. He's back in the swing of things. And he finds Phillip Awesome. Awesome finds him. Awesome throws him out of the ring. And now Ravage sent into the court is tried to the tree of woe by Damian Payne with a foot to the face as Phillip just drove George Stevens head first into the mat, I believe. Paul Stevens going to the outside. Where's Paul Stevens going? He grabs the table. That didn't work out so well for him the last time. But anyway, Paul Stevens, no one's paying attention to the ladder again. Paul Stevens walking around, goes after Seth Ravage. And now it is Phillip who's guarding the ladder, so to speak. Uh-oh, George was with a chair, nails Phillip with it. I guess that strategy isn't going to work the second time with George the Animal Stevens, who's got a ladder in hands. And Paul Stevens doesn't know what to go with Ravage, but Ravage is dialed down. And Gallows is the only one in the ring right now. Everyone else is outside the ring, not paying attention. George has got a ladder, a table. Gallows is in the ring. Gallows climbs the ladder quickly. Uh-oh, George the Animal's in the ring, though. And he goes up the ladder very slowly. And Damian from behind. And George trying to stop Gallows from the top of the ladder. They're going to fisticuffs up there. And Gallows trying to knock Stevens off. Oh, there goes the ladder. And everyone crashing and burning. Damian now sets up the ladder. This is the opening contest of Dream Masters Classics. Uh-oh. Damian on one side, George the Animal on the other. Phillip stopping George. Damian nailing George. George nails Damian. Oh, boy. Phillip pulls George down. That's good work there. Gallows now not paying attention to Damian, who's out on his feet on top of the ladder. Now he's on top of the ladder. And Gallows pushes over the ladder now. Paul Stevens nowhere to help George as Phillip is giving him shots, gets pushed off. Damian hanging from a precarious position. Gallows sent over the top rope by Phillip. Now Phillip sends George over the top rope, gets a drop kick for his trouble from Gallows. Ravage is back in the ring. Damian's outside, Paul's outside. Ravage decides to celebrate rather than climb the ladder. Gallows has the ladder. And George and Paul is deciding to introduce another table as Phillip is thrown outside by George, the Animal Stevens, who introduced another table on the outside as Ravage is setting up Paul Stevens, swinging neck breaker. George taken out by Ravage, and the Pirates are the ones standing, ladies and gentlemen. The BCW Pirates. Gallows climbs the ladder quickly. Phillip Awesome pushes over the ladder again. And this match, oh my, powerbomb on the ladder by Phillip Awesome. What a match, folks. And now Stevens thrown over the top rope, but he's still in this. And now Phillip measuring, and Ravage taken down with the Phil KO, and now measuring again for another one, perhaps a second Phil KO. And now he's got the ladder. He should climb that ladder and get up there. Damian comes in the ring. George is the only one. Paul's the only one somewhat conscious. George is getting to his feet, though. Damian's got the ladder. Phillip has a table. Phillip's setting up a table. Oh, George said, I don't think so. And Ravage doesn't like that. The Pirates back in this, and we're still going, folks. Oh, and Seth Ravage sent over the top rope to the outside. What a match, folks. This might be the longest title match we've ever had on a show, folks. Uh-oh, Ravage has the chair. Paul's got the ladder, drives it into both Gallows and Damian. And Ravage nails everybody with the chair. Gallows the only one standing. That's Ravage. Nails George. Damian's getting to his feet. And he goes after George as well, but Ravage stopped him from that. Damian now, not liking that, goes after Ravage. Gallows has the ladder. Oh, and nails George with it. And now Gallows is the only one again standing. Now is his opportunity to capture those titles. But he doesn't choose to climb the ladder. George is up. On his feet. They're almost out, folks. What do these guys have left? These guys are in great shape that they can keep going like this. Uh-oh. And Ravage sent out of the top rope by Phillip Awesome. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Phillip's the only one in the ring. Phillip climbs the ladder. Uh-oh. Ravage is on the outside, though. Here comes Ravage. And Stevens is on his feet as well. Damian kicking away at George the Animal. Here comes Paul Stevens to help his brother out. Phillip's the only one in the ring. Trying to grab that title. Oh, here's Paul. Here's Damian. Everyone's getting involved now. Phillip's just fingertips away. And we got new champions, folks. Wow. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. I'm exhausted just from watching it. This has been the most exciting and most action-packed title match we've ever had here on Dream Masters Classics. And I'm not even kidding. That was a very high-octane match to start a match off with. Good luck to everyone trying to follow this match. I mean, we have a pretty good lineup, but holy cow, folks. We're going to be having a tournament to crown... Unbelievable.
All-Star Internet Undisputed World Tag Team Champions. Wildcat Dangerous Damian Payne and Blood Brothers.
So the Blood Brothers are your new tag team champions. And we're about to crown a... I can't believe this. We're going to crown a new World's Champion, Dream Masters Classics Champion here right now. So we're going to have a tournament. I kid you not, folks. Stick around. More action coming your way right after this.